Hello everybody, I'm Blazer Rebecca and welcome back to A Little Lily Princess. So we're here with Merged, and she's saying how she has difficulty, she hates reading because she gets it mixed up. That sounds a lot like me. This girl might be more of my character than Sarah could be. I don't want to read anything more than I absolutely must. I'll only make a muddle of it. And if I tried to make up a story, then how would I remember what was real and what wasn't? But it's good that you can. What if you read stories about fairies or dragons? Surely you wouldn't get those confused with things at school. But I might. You are very like a fairy, and you are here at school. I'm sorry, I'm very dull and slow. Everyone says so. I understand if you do not wish to spend any more time with me. No, hold on, let me save. Sarah patted Guard on the shoulder in a companionable fashion. Everyone is different. I'm only sorry that it means I cannot share my favorite books with you. I have so many favorites I love, and I wish that you could love them too. Oh, I have an idea. Perhaps if I read them to you, then you would not get them confused with other books? I don't know. Let's find out. Hesitantly, she smiled. But I could try? Yeah, doesn't have to try. Good. New week. Did you see that darling little blue and yellow bird on the way back from church? It was only a blue tit. They're obviously common. I hadn't seen one before. They're country birds. They like trees. You don't see them so much in London. There must be so many more birds in the country. Are there any birds in England that are blue all over? I don't think so. Are there bluebirds in India? Well, there's some birds with bright blue feathers, but not all over. And some birds are blue all over, but only a bit blue. I thought that perhaps in England I might find the bluebird of happiness. What is that? I shall tell you, all of you. Come up to my room and we shall have tea delivered. You shouldn't give orders to cook. It's not proper for a young lady to go into the kitchen. Oh, I won't go. My maid Marette will fetch the tea for us. You have your own personal maid to bring you tea? Yes, my father arranged for her to come from France. Come and say hello. Oh. Sarah and her entourage were greeted at the door. Oh my, so many visitors. If it's all right, would you please bring tea for my guests, Mariette? Oui, mademoiselle. Mariette went at once to the kitchen to carry out her little mistress's orders. The head of the cook, Miss Minchin's select seminary, looked up at Mariette's approach, her face as pinched as her dough. Here now, what's this, son? Afternoon tea for 4. Oh, is that all? I expect she'll be wanting fresh cakes, too. Never mind that we haven't any made. Ah, none. There are biscuits already. Never seen that stop one of those girls from wanting more. Quick as you please. It is perhaps so, with some, but not with my mistress. And la the poor princess is cette petite. She thanks me for my work just as if she were thanking a grand lady. Giving herself as, you mean? As you wish. Still, I'm very pleased with my place. Now, the tea? What was up with that little, thing there? Let's get a tea bar going there. Play with toys. Practice dance. Read a book. Write in diary. Visiting. Playing. Dancing. Reading. Writing. And oh wait, that's all. Final weeks converts the knowledge, artistry, vigor, patience. Right this way, dear Sarah. Lady Pitkin will be absolutely charmed to meet you. Yes, Miss Minchin. Where is she taking Sarah? Miss Minchin is showing her off to another visiting parent. Or maybe you don't her. I'm sure I wouldn't know. I'm sure you wouldn't. Week 4. Dear Sarah must come into the drawing room and talk to Miss Musgrave about Lydia. Dear Sarah must speak French to Lady Picken. Her accent is so perfect. She didn't learn her French at the seminary, that's for certain. And there's nothing so clever in her knowing it. She says herself she didn't learn it at all. She just picked it up because she always heard her papa speak it. It's simply disgusting the way Miss Minchin trots her out like an ornament. I can't imagine being so good at anything that Miss Minchin will want to show me off, especially French. Sarah's always imagining she will no doubt grow up to be eccentric. There is one thing about her though, she's never grand about herself the least bit, even though she easily might be. I believe I couldn't help being around, just a little, if I had so many fine things and was made of such a fudge over. A little? If Miss Minchin brought you in courtesy for a mayor's wife, you would purr, just like Tybalt. Oh, Lavy, don't be silly. Me and Cat might even be nicer than me able to speak French. And never bit as likely for you. Jeez. There's no use in waiting here for Sarah. She'll be here for hours, I'm sure. We may as well go on our way. I guess it's a matter of having to go through with her event. I don't know how much I don't really like her that much. Sarah knocked upon the door. It is Sarah Crew. May I come in? You may enter. Miss Minchin's model student was this day holding court in her rooms. It was a rather small court, consisting as it did only for one loyal follower, Jessie Abbott, but Lavinia's posture suggested no doubts about her right to rule. Hello, Lavinia. May I beg your pardon? Your pardon? That is not begging. Jessie tittered behind her hand. I'm sorry, I don't understand. No, it is evident that there are many great things you do not understand. That is only to be expected, seeing that you have been raised in the savage outlands. However, here in England, we observe manners. Yeah, and I observe people who throw bitch attitudes at me. You have those things! Sarah was perplexed. It was not her desire to be unmannerly, but she could not immediately perceive what breach she had committed. Yeah, exactly. You are too forward, Miss Crew. I have not invited you to use my Christian name. We've already been introduced. Knowing one's name is not a sufficient reason to use it. My friend would call me Lavinia. You and I are not yet such friends. Oh yeah, Lavi, she is very young. Children use names freely. It was clear, sir, that Jessie intended to demonstrate her own superior rank of friendship. Not merely Lavinia, but a pet name. How might that should be called a pet name when it is Jessie who acts more like as the pet to Lavinia? This is a school for young ladies. Even if she is young enough to be excused, she ought to practice. She will need all the polish she can get. After all, as Miss Minchin has set me to be her model, it is my responsibility to correct her mistakes. It is a silly game, these matters, but I do enjoy games. And I don't like her all that much. She curtsies then, if only slightly. I pray you will forgive me, Miss Herbert. I was too familiar. Lavinia waved a hand. You are forgiven, of course. Now, what did you wish to speak to me about? Oh, nothing at all. I'm just gonna leave. Miss Minchin said that your father was safe in India. I was curious where you had lived, whether we might have seen the same. And now Lavinia held up her hand again. I have no interest in discussing anything whatsoever to do with India. It is not a proper topic for polite conversation. Yeah, you know what? I am not going to make friends with this girl. Sarah frowned. From the odd look on Jessie's face, she too seemed to find the answer disappointing. Please understand, Miss Crew, we are here in London under the shield of Her Majesty the Queen Victoria of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland, Defender of the Faith, Empress of India. Everything that matters in the world takes place within these miles. Trade within the city, government and parliament, and society within the palace. India is a distant hinterland, filthy and rife with disease. It is a jungle out there. Yes, there are jungles, but they're not any more filthy than London is. Nothing could be more filthy than London. Burn! boy expresses interest in India only to imagine the thrill being made to briefly visit such a wild and terrible terrain. You should be very glad that you have escaped it. Thrills are exciting. Hush. Lavania rubbed one hand over the other as if brushing away dirt. I hope I made myself clear. We will not be discussing India here. I will also not be making friends with you because I don't like you all that much. However, I will be very pleased to aid you in the learning of ways of the English, Miss Crewe. I'm certain that this is what Miss Minchin had in mind when she directed you to me. It is very kind of you. She doesn't know what kind is. Not at all. It is my duty, and very good English. Man or woman is keen to do his or her duty. Like my papa the soldier. Yes, if you must. I still don't understand why she refuses to speak about India. Wasn't she born there? She must know how lovely it can be. New week. I don't want to talk to her ever again. Stay together now, girls. Keep in line and don't step in any puddles. Just because the church is over is no excuse to soil your nice dresses. Let me just save. The air smells very different when it has rained. It still smells like London. There are too many people and chimneys and horses. I keep lavender sachets in my room so I can smell the gardens even when I'm away from home. They're not much. My Aunt Eliza sent me the flowers. I stitched them myself. We have lavender in India too. Oh, but isn't lavender an English flower? I thought everything in India would be saffron and spices. Perhaps the British soldiers brought lavender with them so that they could smell the gardens too? Do you think that soldiers could be homesick? Of course, soldiers must be very brave and bear all sorts of dangers and hardships, but that doesn't mean they don't have feelings. And we must be brave too, even when we are far from the homes and the people that we love. A carriage passed alongside Miss Minchin's students as they walked seemingly packed to the wall with children. 8 of them, siblings all, and with such ghastly mass of blonde curls and rosy cheeks as Sarah had never seen before. Their merriment was infectious, and Sarah found that a smile had come unexpectedly to her face. Oh! As such, it came to a slight shock when the carriage moved along and revealed a sight previously hidden on the side of the street. A little beggar child in a heap of rags, too dirty for Sarah to tell if it was a boy or a girl. Definitely a boy. Pricked by the sight, Sarah stepped out of line and carried her little coin purse to the child. Sarah, wait! Where are you going? Here's a sixpence. Go and buy yourself something warm. Sarah hurried back to the formation, but not before her steps were noticed by Miss Minchin. Sarah Crewe, you must stay in line. If you go rushing off, you will put yourself to risk. I would not like to tell your father that you were struck down by a cab horse in the road. And I'm going to end this part here, but I will see you in the next part. See ya!